Hello, everybody. This is Susan for slc-aquatics-store here with my guest, Suzie Que.
Hey, everybody.
I want to thank everyone for coming by today. This is a new series that I'm going to attempt to do every Thursdays at this time, which is 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going to have a different guest, hopefully each week. And so, if you would like to be one of my special guests, which I don't have any banners up right now, but you can email me at score48 at yahoo.com. And I'm going to leave this little uh, crawl at the bottom. And this is going to be a Q&A and also get to know Susie Q. Those that have not seen any of her intimate background or her behind the scenes things that are so colorful and so much fun. I just want Susie to just relax and come to us on her platform and maybe put out a few teasers here and there for some things she's been through lately. So go ahead, Susie. You've got the floor.
Well, hey, everybody. It's Suzie Que, and I'm so excited to be here talking with Susan. Now, if Sophie starts to get loud, give me the signal and I will mute her. I kind of wish I had a super soaker, but I think that might do more damage than good.
Sounds like she just laughed at you.
Yeah, she does. She laughs at me. How is everybody? Oh, I see everybody in the chat. Hi, Bob Kaler. Hi, Zen. RB, look at everybody. I can't wait. I want to check out that mud skipper video you guys are talking about. Hey, Lefty. If you guys ever see Lefty, ask him how close he got to Sean and James. Ooh, they got a little close there at the Aquashella.
That's too funny.
We had so much fun.
You've said hello to a few, and I'm going to go ahead and start at the top. RB Animals Rescues, who is Ricky. He's the one that's got the mud skipper. The Zen Ginger, Lefty 3213A is in the house. And of course, our beautiful mod, the Zen Ginger. And who else? We got Degenerate Fish Keeper in here. Hello, Mr. Manifesto. And Muppet 929. We also have Bob at Kaler's Aquatics and Exotics. And Ginger Graves is here. Hey, Ginger. And Ed's picking up cichlids. How you doing, Ed? You and I need to get together so that I can show you some things about streaming. And because he was curious during the show where I had Jess and Rika Stan in it, and I dressed them all up with Santa Claus hats. If you haven't seen that, go find out about the Merry Fishmas Secret Santa deal that's starting in November. And then Rika Stan's going to play Santa Claus on a few streams and give away up to $50 gifts. We have My Fish Tanks Aquatics in the house. I want to say hi to Larry D's Tanks and more. And Suzie Que, take it off. Take it away.
Okay, first, because Larry D's in the house, he's reminding me of something we just started. We're like in the middle of it. The traveling tank tradition.
Wow.
So Fishman created this beautiful acrylic aquarium that has like 5 compartments to it. And it like sucks up out of one, feeds to the other, and it just goes through the whole thing, and it's gorgeous. And he gave it away, I think, when he got 10,000 subscribers.
Yes.
And Donnie from New York Gold won it.
Did he really?
He did. And he's had it set up for over a year. Then he passed it on to me. I set it up for over a year. And now I just Aquashella passed it on to Larry D.
Also,
who is going to put a video together, set it up. I had a sneak peek. It's gorgeous. So if you have his Instagram, check it out.
Okay.
And we're going to just keep it going across the country.
That's awesome.
And the only requirement is that this tank ends back up with Donnie at New York Gold, appropriately so. And I can't wait to see what everybody does with it. And I think that this is one of Donnie's great ideas. He gets these great ideas all the time.
He does. Amen. That's wonderful.
Yep.
I loved Fishman's work that he does.
Oh, I consider him an artist. He's amazing.
Do you remember Zena Tucker?
Yes.
From Georgia that I bought the 55 from.
Uh-huh.
She won one of his first acrylic filters that he put together. And that was 5 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you it still runs nice.
Yes.
Yeah, he's very nice. He's got really amazing creative stuff. So I thought that was nice of Donnie to share his prize with everybody.
It is. I've never heard of anything like that except for, when you send the batter from some of these cakes around. I forget what they're called.
Oh, okay. Well, I
There's
think
lot.
he got the idea because there was this super expensive lens
Uh-huh.
that people were taking a picture of their town and then passing it on to somebody else. So all these different towns had their picture taken with the same expensive lens.
Oh,
And it was
wow.
in one of his photography groups, so he got the idea.
Man.
It's like, wasn't there a movie about traveling pants or something? I don't know. I didn't watch it. So,
Me either. Hi, Select Pet. Good to have you with us, driving and listening.
oh, nice. So I got to tell you, this for my first aquashella, I had a blast.
This is your first?
Very first aquashella.
Wow.
Yeah, and it
Oh, the
was.
other one was Aquatic Experience with
I
Liz.
have been to an aquatic experience twice, and Keystone Clash. That was great. And one right before the pandemic started, right when they started to not close down things, but limit the amount of people, the Big Fish Deal.
Yes.
I went to the Big Fish Deal, which was pretty cool.
Haley's in the house. Hey, Oddball Aquatics. Welcome to the
Hey,
show.
Haley. Haley, I love your new car. It's beautiful.
CJ Black's in the house. Hey, CJ.
Well, you're very good with the chat. Hey, CJ, I have a hard time keeping up because I get so distracted so
I
easily.
do too.
Whew.
When I go back after a stream and read my chat, I say, oh my God, I forgot. I missed
Yep.
that question.
Yep.
Oh, anyway, I do.
So, do you see this 16-gallon orb?
Yes.
I love my 16-gallon orb. Absolutely love it. And they had one at Aquatic Experience that was a 16-gallon terrarium. I thought, how beautiful on this end of the living room if that was, and if I could win, because I think it was like $400 or something. It was nothing I would ever purchase. And I didn't win. Long story short, didn't win.
There's another time later on.
Yes, but guess who is a big sweetheart, even though I like to joke with him? Lefty. So everybody around me seemed to win lots of raffle stuff. And I didn't. And he went and purchased a print that I put a raffle ticket in for me. How sweet is that?
That's sweet. Can you see on the screen?
Oh, Jaden says hi.
She's adorable.
Beauty. You should have seen her face. So we met some real live mermaids while we were there.
Oh, wow.
And they were gorgeous. And I mean gorgeous from the heart out, not body-wise. They were just beautiful humans. And most of them are working towards saving the reefs and things like that. The one that came with us to Aqualand does it because that's her passion.
Yeah.
So it's just up, and Jaden saw her and was like, it was pretty cool. It was
That
pretty
is beautiful. I love seeing through the eyes of a child.
Yes.
Well, of course, Lefty has a question for you.
Uh-oh.
So, Q Aquatics, what was your favorite part of Aquashella, and why was it in Fish Tank Barn's van on the way
to dinner?
to dinner?
So, okay, I take back the compliment I just gave him. So we did have a blast. We all kind of crammed into Mike's van. So that was 3 grown people in the back seat, which is really made for 2. It says it's a 3-seater, but I think they mean 3 2-year-olds. Because it was myself. Lefty was pretty much on my lap. James was next to me, and the other half of him was on James's lap. But it was so much fun. I was going to say, we got to know each other really well. If you know what I mean. But when we went out, I think the sponsors bought us dinner. And I forget the name of the place. It's on my video coming out soon. But it was the kind where you sit down and you have a red and green card. And if you want more meat, you just keep it on the red button. And they just keep coming with steak, lamb, pork. They just keep, and I'm on a high protein diet. So I'm like, Mr. Peabody. So it was great. And it was an amazing experience. And we started off by, Flip started off with a prayer, which always solidifies that I'm amongst my people, so to speak. And it was so powerful and so nice. And there were so many caring, amazing people there. I met some movie star, what I would call a TV star. He was on Tanks. I've only seen it a couple times, so I probably didn't recognize him at the beginning, but him and his wife were so sweet. His name is Brett.
Yeah.
Amazing. Greg from Aquascape, met him. Who else? Of course, Big Rich was there. I never met him before. I met so many people I've never seen before. A lot of salt people too.
I'm going to say something. Is my mic louder or softer?
I think it's perfect. I think it was a little soft in the beginning. It's perfect.
Okay, I did boost it just now. Zen did say it was softer.
Zen's so good, isn't she?
She is wonderful.
Yeah. So I had fun. I pretty much, a lot of my footage on my live stream last Sunday, I put it out there as my background so people could see what Aquashella was. And that way I didn't have to edit that. But I still have more than half of my footage, especially of all the fish and the tank setups and more of the people. I've got that I'm editing now. And handing off the fish tank, of course, to Larry D. I shot some really good footage of that. So I got a lot of things in the works. What does CJ say? When are we going to get to see you swimming with the fishes one-handed? Oh my gosh. How much fun was that? Okay, I'm not really a social person anyway. So when I got there, and first of all, I got to walk through the waterfall. There's a path behind this 10-foot high waterfall. Well, of course I went through the back and walked through it, and I got soaking wet. And we were allowed to swim in the fish, but everybody was like socializing. So I took the path of least resistance and I went swimming with the fish. And so most of the aquatic experience, because of my hand, it's hard to hold a camera. I have my GoPro strapped to me like a seatbelt.
Uh-huh.
So I went swimming. And I went swimming in this pond with the fish, and I've got tons of video. It's almost done. That's my first video going out. And as I came out, I thought I had my clothes. I was just going to get changed. And they said, "I'll go to the bathroom upstairs." I said, "Okay." And I went up, and this was this massive shower. So not only did they have like 5 or 6 showers, they had a gym bigger than my house. I swear, it was huge. Huge. And so I started walking around and filming. They had a whole basketball court. They have all these relaxing things to do for employees, which was so cool. So all that's in the video coming out. I'm telling you, this Aqualand store moved up to my #1 store like that.
Awesome. That is beautiful.
It was that amazing. And there was amazing food there.
Ooh, I want to say thank you to Bob at Kaler's Aquatics and Exotics. He sent a $1.99 super sticker. Thank you.
Oh, I missed it. What is the super? I love the super stickers. What does the super sticker say?
He's a member, so it may just have one of my icons on it. I don't get to see it.
I do.
I know
that is. Oh, fist bumping and fist bumping and fist bumping.
All right. Thank you.
That is awesome. And Zen says, of course, if there's a path behind the waterfall, you must
have to go through it.
So I set up my camera first, had my GoPro on, and walked through it. I'm following Carrie around from Science Gal because she's been there before. And has she been there? No, Haley was there. I just followed her around because she seems like she knows what she's doing.
Carrie went to the Florida one.
Okay. And Carrie's an amazing person. Oh my God. Carrie, Haley, and I had our live stream in the morning. We kicked off the show with it. It was so much fun.
I loved those shows. I loved it with the way they had it scheduled.
Yeah, it was great. And everybody was on the Aquashella channel. So it was cool trying to figure out ways. It was almost like a competition. Well,
I got to see the behind the scenes of how they were doing it. And because I was wondering, how are they getting everybody's live stream channel onto one channel? And of course, I saw the secret behind the scenes stuff.
Yep, it was really cool. It was really good. Rob's amazing. He did very well.
And Lefty is asking you, did you see the hot tub in the bathroom?
Yes, I did. I didn't use it though, but I did see it. And it seemed to be very warm and humid in there. So I think people were using it. I know there was people on the basketball court, so I kind of stayed a little bit away. I didn't want to intrude. And there were people like playing like, I don't know if it was tennis or racquetball, or it was like, wow, I felt like I just walked into paradise. It was really, really amazing. And everybody's office and cubicle was like their own. I've only worked in offices where you can't have this and you can't have this and that. This was, everybody was very unique and their personality shone through their cubicles. It was pretty cool.
That's neat. Okay, no more questions. Go ahead, Susie.
Okay, there's no more questions? Cool.
Not right now, unless I missed something.
So that's the Aqualand video is coming out soon. I would say I was trying to aim for it for tomorrow, Friday. I'm a little off my game because shooting footage is very difficult, and I find that I'm like one-handed. I'm not coordinated. Like I can't even take my battery out. I need help to take the battery out and change it right now. Now, pretty soon I'll be able to use my thumb, but right now it's like without my thumb.
Who would have known how important our thumbs are?
Exactly. I guess that's what distinguishes us from everybody else, right? All the other creatures. But and then I thought about swimming in my pond, and that's just nasty. Like, no way. Like, and we, you know what we've had? I don't know if you have them out where you live. They started in Berks County, Pennsylvania, and they have now spread through the tri-state area. They're called Chinese spotted lanternflies.
I haven't seen them.
What a menace. Very extremely invasive. And apparently you have to kill them. They're telling us to kill them as soon as we see them, but you have to pick them up because they're toxic to animals. So
Wow.
You can't just squish them and leave them. And they're so invasive. They are everywhere. And apparently they sit on maple trees and some other like probably sweeter trees. Suck the sap out and they excrete sap. So it's like raining sap everywhere.
That's terrible.
I have at least 15 of my favorite houseplants outside. I built this cute greenhouse with no top yet because it was beautiful weather, but it's in the shade. All of it was covered. It looks like it rained on my
That will ruin the paint on your car and everything.
everywhere. Most of the office had tanks too. Exactly. I walked through a few and checked out the tanks. They were all scaped so well. I must have taken so much footage of, they have also samples of ponds, like 20 or 30 set up inside the office. Breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking. Especially for someone like you and I who have ponds and we could see the possibilities.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, but I can't even compare myself with you as having a pond, because when you started digging that 2,000-gallon pond, I was like, what?
Yep. And I was ready to come down and help you and
Sherry, I think. Yeah.
yeah, that would have been fun.
But the spot that we picked wasn't good. It was too much direct sun, and we kept running into roots, and
Yep.
we just gave up. And hey, I'd rather have it on a shady porch any day.
Yep, I don't blame you, because the pond I put in the back, the turtle pond, is in too much sun. I actually had to put a cover over the
I
yard.
saw, that triangle
Yes.
shade, because that's what I was thinking about putting over it if I did put it up in the front yard. CJ says,
how were things with all your pets when you got home, and how long did you sleep the first night? That's funny. So let's talk about sleeping. So it was a 13-hour drive. It took me 19 hours because I actually used my tripod of my camera, set it up in the back of the car. I kid you not. And I put a blanket over that because I'm a single woman. I didn't want people to see me sleeping in my car. Had all the doors locked with the car running because it was pretty warm. And I took a 2-hour nap. And then again, another 2-hour nap, probably when I got to Ohio. And then I got through Pennsylvania. So when I got home, I was kind of awake, but I had a commitment, a business meeting I had to go to at 5:30. It was like, if I could do it again, or if I could be one of those people that says, I know I said I was going to go and help out, but I can't. I just can't do that. So I went. I was tired. I was probably a little cranky. Still have not unpacked anything or checked on any of my babies except for my chickens, because when I walked in, they were all squawking at me. And I thought because they missed me, and then I saw that they were a little low on water.
I'll be back.
Okay. So let me tell you, John was taking care of all my birds and the reptiles. Amy, my daughter, was taking care of all the fish and the turtles. So that worked out perfect. John, feeding these reptiles, which he's not a fan of, first of all. He doesn't know what really reptiles, but I kind of went over it with him ahead of time. And he took footage of himself like he was a YouTuber, and he sent it to me. So I'm definitely making a video of John, because that is the sweetest, most loving gesture I have ever seen. It was just so sweet, and especially I could see his face in my head when he was trying to feed crickets to my Chinese water dragon. First of all, he's not about the crickets, and he's definitely not about the critters. So, and she's a little spoiled, so she's used to eating them off a tongue. She doesn't she will go hunting for them, because keep in mind, this is a 4 foot by 4 foot by 2 foot enclosure, but he fed her by tongue, and he was like a little creeped out and freaked out, which was cool. And my silky bearded dragon, that is a very high maintenance animal. That's a very high maintenance animal that she didn't get a bath while I was away, which is okay. But she needs to eat every day, and she needs to keep her hydration up, as the other bearded dragons don't need as much. So she was good. He fed a couple of my enclosures that don't have any animals in it, which I thought was adorable. I have these empty enclosures. They're like bioactive, getting ready for animals. So he gave them all salad. That was cute. My Uromastics did great. Let's see. The turtles did great. The chickens missed me. Mr. Peabody missed me. The Parrot. As soon as I got home, she was like on my shoulder and didn't leave. She even slept on my pillowcase. It was so cute. It was so cute. Yeah, John Bag of Donuts is such a sweetheart. Like, wow. I think nature kind of took its course with some of the baby axolotls. So I went from having like 100 to like maybe 40. So, but they're all looking good. And I have now since set up like six different tanks for them. I'm going to separate the real small ones, put them together. 2 of them are pretty big, so I pretty much know where the smaller ones went. Ooh, Degenerate. Are you going to the Keystone Clash? Yes, I am going to the Keystone Clash. I'm very excited. I already got my hotel. And I think we need to meet as fish tubers on a live stream or something, or a Zoom call, to talk about all the stuff that we can do and to try to help the clash out. I think that would be a great idea. I hope to see, there's so many, I think there's like 20 or 30 of us going to the Keystone Clash. So I'm very excited.
Susie, where is the Keystone Clash?
Morgantown, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So it's kind of like southeast, more mid-state, Pennsylvania is so long. So it's not in the middle. It's more on the eastern side, but in the southern. I think somebody said it's like the east of the Southwest. I don't know. They had this word, like, what the what? I only know where it is because I used to work there. I actually totaled my car in Morgantown, Pennsylvania one time. But that's another. Sophie says, ring that bell. Thank you, Zen. You hear Sophie? Did you hear Sophie? Yeah. She's saying more than that. She's saying, pay attention to me. So if I was looking over here talking, it's so that I'm tricking Sophie into thinking I'm talking to her. Because
y'all should have heard her a while ago. She went, ha, 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 ha.
Hello. I'm trying to get her to say Suzie Que and trying to get her to sing my song.
Oh, yes, that would be awesome.
But you can imagine what other people in the house hear all the time. Song to Sophie all the time.
I love it. Any more questions? Let's see. Bob says, would you like this stream added to the schedule? Yes, Bob, I would. Thank you very much. I'm going to do my best to keep it a regular, along with my Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. Central and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Central. I mean, Eastern, excuse me.
Right. And I'm very happy that you put that down there. When you did your stream, you did the Central and Eastern, which was very helpful for me, because a lot of times I miss people's live stream because they say I'm on at 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. and it's a different time zone. And I think I might want to start doing that because I found it very useful.
Yeah, I've been trying to do some self-training with TV broadcasting. And so I said, well, that is so simple, 6 p.m. C/7 p.m. E. And that lets people know what's Central and Hello, Rika Stan.
Rico Stan, how are you?
Gasoline Alley.
So let me tell you, these people helps keep me awake. All the people who live stream on my way out there, and all the people who live stream, it's crazy late night when I'm sound asleep normally. Well, let me tell you, they kept me so entertained, laughing. Sometimes honking my horn, I was laughing so hard at some of them. Oh my gosh. But it kept me awake and entertained, and I very much appreciate that.
I love the different creativity in this evolution of the fish fam.
Mhm.
This is going on my 7th year uh, as a YouTube creator, and watching the change that's happening, the way our communities have evolved, and I'm still in and out of some of the original creators. Bob Steenfott, Corey at Aquarium Co-op. I'm going to forget some folks now, but I don't know if you remember or even knew Charles, who is Asian, and he was in college, and his channel is called Charles's Aquariums. He's not active right now, but he graduated from college. I mean, with some big degrees and very biological. He's full of information, kind of like Alex. Alex is a walking encyclopedia to me.
Yep.
I can listen to him all day long. But thank you, Rika Stan, for that 7 p.m. Saturday night at Gasoline Alley, which is the restaurant at the hotel. Gonna be fun, and that's the King's
Keystone Clash.
Keystone Clash.
Yep.
And CJ says I'm off on Thursdays. What else? Evenings are family time, so I rarely get to participate live. This is so much fun. I'm so glad, CJ. CJ's where I got my first yo-yo loach from Henry, and when I was shutting down the fish room, thinking I was going to have to move home to help take care of Mom, she took Henry back. So he went back home, and she said, "Oh, he's grown, and he's so happy," and he loved being with my Cory cats. Now he drove the fish crazy in the 55, so when I put him in the 20 with the Corridoras, oh, they just swam up and down the glass all day long, all night long.
That's awesome.
It is, and I'm glad that he got to go back home where he came from.
Yeah.
And
Hit the like button. I like that. Yes.
Yeah, we had 25 viewing, and that's the most I've had in a while. And do you have another camera set up on a tank or anything? I didn't ask you earlier.
Me?
Yeah, that you might want to share in the stream.
I don't, because I have a hard time even just setting up one camera these days.
Okay, I didn't know.
Very difficult. I'm going to have John see if he can help me set up by the pond Sunday night if it's not going to rain. But I certainly can't do that by myself, because I actually bring the Wi-Fi outside. So it's not Wi-Fi, it's hardwired outside. I set up a table, and I get everything set up out there with 3 cameras on, so that we can see the pond. I can talk, and then if I'm showing something else.
How long is your Ethernet cable?
100 feet.
Okay.
So I scream it out my bedroom window, out through the ponds, and then over to where I sit in my beanbag chair. Or it's big.
I have a 50-foot here that runs through the ceiling. Rod drilled a hole for me from the floor upstairs, and from the I think I have a switch in his office that it's connected to.
Well, it's funny you said that, because I have these holes drilled all over my floor, because when my mom was living with me, she was on oxygen, and to tell her you can't go down in the basement, because it was just silly. She's going to go where she wants to go. But we didn't want her walking with her oxygen. So we drilled holes everywhere. We had all these oxygen lines so she could walk down the stairs and grab an oxygen and keep going.
That's super duper to me.
Yeah.
But thank you, CJ. She says Henry's doing great. The Corys that she bought from me have spawned, and so now he has 8 Corys to play with. One big happy family. I have 5 yo-yo loaches in this 20-gallon behind me that just keep the muck stirred up all the time. But and they keep knocking the filter intake off, so I had to unplug the filter because they will literally go up into the filter mechanism. Thank God they can't get to the rotor, but yo-yo loaches are clowns. They just and
I
acrobats.
have never had a yo-yo loach because for some reason I think somebody told me in the beginning that they're kind of mean, and without doing any research, I just believed them. And
They
so
can
I've
be.
never had a yo-yo loach.
They call it harassing the fish because they just want somebody to swim with, and they're very hyper. And when you can't find them, they're usually against the glass behind the filter intake.
Okay.
Or the more hides you can provide them, the more the happier they'll be. And they chase each other from hide to hide. And I have a bridge. I have a little uh, terracotta pot. I have a cichlid cave. I have all kinds, and around the bottom of the sponge filter is they just will spin circles around each other.
Nice. I love that.
Carrie must have come in. I missed her.
Hi,
Science
Science
Gal.
Gal.
Hey, Carrie, welcome to the stream.
She's so fun. I'm so glad I got to meet her in person.
Did her husband come with her this trip?
Yes, Jesse. I got to know Jesse. Very nice. Very nice.
I'm glad that they're starting to do some shows together also on her channel every once in a while, or at least that's what her thumbnail says.
Yes. So I asked John if he wanted to do a live stream with me. And he said, blank, yeah. And I'm like, okay, no.
Well, this year we didn't do the Fish Fam couples thing.
No, in February.
And I'm thinking about doing it in 2022. And I can use the same questions over again because, hey, life happens.
Exactly. And John and I missed those questions.
Yes, you did, but we still had fun with you guys.
Yes, it was fun.
And I mailed off certificates. Did you ever get your certificate of participation? I don't know.
I did. I think it's in my fish room. I did. I did.
Hello, Stephen P. 2003 awkward. How do you say that? Aquatics. AWK.
Aquatics. Yeah, aquatics.
Okay.
Aquatics.
Let me see what CJ says. She says, I love yo-yo loaches. I need to get Henry some of his own kind to play with. He likes to sleep upside down on his back on an Anubius.
Oh God,
Scared me to death the first time I saw it. Thought he was dead. Yep. That's another thing. He always slept upside down between the glass and the filter intake, head down. And if the lights came on before he was ready to get up, he just stayed there. And he started moving around when he wanted to move around. Hey, Daniel Vilas. How you doing?
So after after Aquashella, during the Aquashella, they had mud skippers there and in the display tank that I wanted to buy some, but they said they were already sold, that I needed to go to their store, and he gave me a coupon for them. So after I got packed up, I actually drove to the store. I think it was called Adventure Aquariums or Aquarium Adventures. And unfortunately, they didn't have any mud skippers for sale, and I was disappointed. But because I had already allocated the money for that, I had to go fish shopping. So I got a few fun fish I can't wait to show everybody. Really cute fish.
CJ
going to a different store.
That's awesome. CJ was making a comment that Jesse, Carrie's husband, did such a good job on the live stream. She'd never heard him talk so much. And she said he was excited and I was so nervous. Yeah, you don't know what your husband's going to say live.
You don't, right?
Oh, yeah, like Susie met Rod just previous to the show. That's why we were a few seconds over. And he came in and was talking about how scary he looks and all that stuff. But he's a big teddy bear. Jack and Dan came in.
Hi, Jack and Dan.
What is he saying? Look at all the lovely fish ladies in the house, Susie and Susan. Oh,
thank you.
Driving home from football practice and listening in. Awesome. So at Aquashella, if you can answer this question, what was your most impressive display?
So, one of the most impressive, which probably was not a good example, but as far as a show display, because it's not what you would have in your home aquarium, was like, I think it was a 280-gallon female betta tank.
I
It
saw that.
had monster anubises in them and hundreds, I got to say, hundreds of bettas. So, obviously, it's nothing that'd be sustainable, but it was breathtaking to see.
I couldn't believe that many fish were in that tank, and they were all female bettas.
Yep. And so, of course, I ask, are they all sisters? Lisa said, they're not.
That's her collection, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I wish. No, but she understood. She's the one that explained to me that for a show setting, it's fine to carry them there, but as long as people don't think you could do that at home, because that would not be sustainable.
Yeah, to me it seemed like a little bit of a competitive statement with that big was it 300-gallon with the neon tetras last year.
Oh,
it was a circular aquarium. I don't remember how many gallons.
Yeah, there was a very large circular aquarium there, but it was only in the entranceway. So I don't know, it was a lot of YouTubers because we got there early and we weren't allowed in the entrance. So if we didn't go back and look at it, you didn't see a couple of those fish tanks, but there was a very large cylinder.
Yeah, I think year before last they had nothing but a school of neon tetras in it.
Wow.
And it was just constant color.
Well, that's what I thought this would do. But I guess 16-gallon with a dozen neons is not the same.
Yeah, you just need probably add 2 more dozen.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right, Sophie.
Yeah, she's always got to put her 2 cents in, huh?
And CJ said that it was beautiful, though, seeing all of the female bettas.
They were breathtaking. Let me tell you, that was one of my favorite. And some of the other ones were more the smaller nano aquascaping that they did. Like, it was just like, what? How do people come up with these gorgeous ideas? There were some really nice ones. So I took some footage, and I'm going to put together a montage of all the different, like the fish, the tanks, the setups. Just gorgeous. And there was reptiles there. There's amphibians.
Oh, I saw those is it chameleons that they have?
This close to buying one.
Oh.
I called John because I have the enclosure. I have it all set up, ready to go, because I'm under the firm belief if you're going to get an animal, have the enclosure there ready and set up. So I have it. I just can't afford that kind of animal right now. So it stays there set up. But I did learn some things. Some of the trees that I have in there, I'm going to remove and maybe replace it with like a hibiscus or something that's not toxic.
Yep.
So it was good I had a nice long interview with the guy. I think I'm going to try to post the interview. There's a lot of background noise, so I don't know if that's going to hurt me but I want people to get this information across because it was really good information on chameleons.
Well, try the app Audacity for your audio, and you may be able to get some of your background noise out of the audio. You'll have to separate the audio from the video. And save the audio separate and put it into Audacity. And it has lots of little bells and whistles to tweak your sound.
Very nice. I'm going to try it because it was great information. And it was at the very last day that even John said, okay, go ahead. I knew I wasn't ready. With one hand, I'm having a hard time with my fish room and my animals. I certainly don't want to add a new animal, which is more high maintenance.
And even as helpful as he is, and even as helpful as he was, you don't want to overwhelm your man.
Exactly.
And thinking, oh, well, I'm still down, you're still down. Wait till we're both whole again.
Yes, exactly.
Lefty said all the tanks in the silent auction were amazing.
So which tanks were those? I know Jen Williams did some aquascaping tanks, and they had like 10 or 12 tanks that were set up beautifully. But I don't know. I guess I never saw a silent auction.
I wish I had.
Maybe it's good I didn't. I wish I had bid on some of them. Oh, yeah.
CJ said,
what's that?
She says, I watched a video today that showed the YouTuber Aquascape competition tanks, but I still don't know who won. I think I heard Joanne from got fourth, and her tank was very nice.
Joanne won third place.
Is that Jason's wife, Joanna?
Yes, Joanna. And
Yeah.
it was beautiful. Second place, Lefty might remember, but the first place was a guy that runs the booth for JBJ. Maybe he's the owner. I'm not sure. But his tank was quite lovely, which I found it fascinating because I picked as the top one Tanner from Serpa Design. I thought that was the best one.
I watched Tanner do his from beginning to end.
Yeah, now he's amazing.
It was effortless when he was doing it, and I'm like,
Yeah. And he didn't have to research any of the names of the place. Like, he just knows them all. Yeah, he's my hero.
Yep.
He's pretty good. Yeah, I did get to meet him a little bit too, which was nice.
Oh, Science Gal.
Joe Scrimshank. That's it.
Yes, Joe won. And Joe was on the Aquatic Morning Show today with Jess and Rocco.
Oh, good.
And he's an impressive young man.
Yes.
And he listens, he does podcasting too. And he says he a lot of times listens to the Aquatic Morning Show. And he says, I really enjoy your all show. It's laid back, it's relaxing. It can be about fish, it can be about anything. You can just, sometimes we need a safe place to go to just relax and chat. Yeah. And they throw in some news here and there. And some of the fish fam are so talented with their with their music. And some of the
saw Danny sing that one song. Oh my God, it was awesome.
And Foxy's Snails song. Have you heard that one?
Not yet.
Snails. I love snails. I gotta have snails. Rod knows the original artist, but I don't. And then Danny, and his
what did he do?
The Glass Box Hero.
Yes.
I love it.
That was great. It put Suzie Que to shame.
Not really. You're an original.
Like a romper room kind.
No, yours is original. I love acapella and her bluesy voice. I just love it.
Oh, that's where those tanks that I looked at the whole time is what he's referring to as a silent auction. I did not know.
Oh.
But that is the same booth where Jen Williams was aquascaping and showing off some stuff. And they had these amazing filters, almost like canister filters, but what went into the tank was glass.
Yes.
So you could see right through it. It was like, I can only imagine in my fish room, they would turn to fuzz real quick. Just is more than I'm ready for. But you know what I think I'm ready for? I'd like to try some canisters, especially for my turtles.
Yeah.
So I think it's time I investigate canisters or try to make, if you look at the concept of the canister.
The DIY project.
Yeah, I think I could do that.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be definitely worth it for those turtles. They get dirtier than the axolotls do.
Who is it? I want to say Fish Nerd. Carlos.
Which is another great, oh no, that's not the Jadron's
Jadron's song, The Fish Nerd. I love that one.
Yeah.
But anyway, Carlos, can't think of his last name right now. The Fish Nerd. He did a video of that 4-drawer plastic container at Walmart. And he showed where to drill the holes in each drawer and what
I remember that.
What media to put in. And then I think he even explained the size pump you need to actually pump the water so many feet up, and then the trickling effect. And then I know Jeff Rose at Jeff Rose Aquatics, he did one for his pond tub outside a couple years ago.
Was that one that he called the Skippy filter?
I think he did. Because he did have an extension that came down through a PVC pipe with the holes that he drilled in it. Am I missing something?
No, I was just reading. There's a lot of tiny words up there.
Saw your stream with Hank the other day, Haley. Wonderful ropefish info you went over. We're going to be getting more soon.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
That store that I went to after Aquatic Experience, they had rope fish for sale, but I don't have a tank equipped to keep them in and keep them safe. So I had to pass on those, but back in the day, I would have just bought them without thought of what do I need to keep them safe.
I like CJ's comment. Apparently, the auction was very silent.
You're so right, man. It was so silent. I didn't know about it.
Oh, that's so sweet. What's this? Make sure you are subscribed to Suzie Que. Thank you, Lefty.
3213A. I'm going to keep saying 3213A because I'm used to saying Lefty Lotta numbers, and I didn't even know how to find him because his name is not Lefty Lotta numbers.
I just called him Lefty because I can't remember the numbers.
Oh, yes. That fish store was amazing. I did take a lot of footage and I got a lot of fish. And I told them, oh, let me hear my subtotal before I decide on this tank. And it was a paludarium tank for my musk turtle. I wasn't going to spend that much money. He told me the subtotal. So I said, okay, I'll take the tank. Got the car around, started putting everything in. He goes, oh, I forgot to ring up your fish. So I end up spending over my budget.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I wasn't taking the tank out of the car.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh.
Bummer.
Yeah. But at least I know it was an honest mistake.
The Aquashella stream with Suzie Que and Haley was the highlight. Felt so professional with you streaming with me, Q.
That was fun. And I saw your video of day one. Awesome job. Awesome.
I haven't seen it yet. I started and I have to stop and I come back, put it on my watch later list.
It's so funny because it's like the same one that I was editing, but from a different perspective. So it was like so cool to see.
That's beautiful. I almost got 2 hours worth of footage in that place.
Oh, nice. Are you putting together a video?
He said he's got so much to edit.
Okay, but if you do a video, let me know because then I'll link your link to your video at the end of my video. So that way I can send people over to your version of the fish store.
That's good. Yeah. Y'all need to link each other. Yeah. Put a card
Exactly.
on each.
That's how people grow. That's how we grow. Because we all have different audiences.
Hey, Monster Fish Gal.
Monster Fish Gal. What's up? Oh, my other channel, Planty Q's.
Yes.
So it's so funny because I was going to do one. Remember I was telling you about the Chinese spotted lanternfly?
Yes.
That there's a name that they call their excrement.
Okay.
They eat this up and it's called honeydew. Well, of course, now I'm calling it honey poo because it's just, that's what they're pooing out. And it's just like raining sap all over everything in the backyard. And I pulled my camera together today to do a video for that channel, the plant channel, because all my beautiful house plants are covered in this honey poo. It's like, and there's no cure for it. There's no, like, they're not from our country, so there's no predators for these guys.
Yep.
And they were talking about bringing in some kind of wasps. I can only imagine the damage that will do to our ecosystem if we brought in a whole new insect to get rid of that insect. It's like, oh yeah. Anyway, I didn't mean to go off, but I did.
It's like you don't want to put any more chemicals into our environment because you're already killing everything. And then you want to bring in another insect that's more deadly than a deadly insect that's poisonous to anything that eats it.
Yep.
So what are you doing?
Exactly.
You're bringing all of your weird stuff over here and it won't even be normal.
Yeah, it's not. So I know it went from one county in Pennsylvania and it's spread through at least 4 or 5 states now. It's Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, I think Maryland. Like if we can't get it under control, it's just going to keep spreading. And they're going to be like those stink bugs. Now everybody's going to have them.
Hey, let's put it all in one bait box and send it across the
It's probably how it got here to begin with. On
the Middle East.
China, Yep.
Ants, let's see. Ants farm aphids to eat the honeydew the aphids create. Pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Huh.
That's why I went out in my ground looked like it was moving. Now, granted, it was early in the morning. I hadn't had my coffee yet. And upon closer inspection, they were ants covered. So, of course, I let the chickens out. I'm like, have at it. But I bet you that's what their ants were from. I mean, they were covered where my yard looked like it was moving. That many ants.
Yeah, all of that sugar.
Yep.
Ames, I'm sorry to hear that you had a drip, 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 she said.
Yeah, it was a drip, drip, drip. All right.
One of her tanks, I think.
Oh.
To an empty salt tank. Oh.
Oh, no. That will ruin if you have wood or, that salt water is 10 times worse than fresh water.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I hope you get it fixed up.
Select Pet said just bring in cane toads. It works so well in Australia.
Really?
Then what do the cane toads do?
Are they toxic to things that eat the toads?
Yeah, I was wondering. Because
Cane
something's...
toad.
Everybody's still saying, hey, how's it going with rent? Ames is asking Ricky. And I don't see any other questions right now.
So I have this huge list of to-dos. Huge. And one of them is a 40-gallon leaky tank that the fish are now ready for a larger tank anyway. So follow my thought reasoning. I have a row of 10-gallon, there are 10 different 40-gallon breeders.
Okay.
If I took 2 rows down, I could build a 6-foot stand for a 6-foot aquarium, 6 foot by 2 foot. I don't know what gallon that is. And that's what I'm thinking.
A 20 high or a 15 long?
No, I need it to be
That's
6
24.
foot long.
6 foot.
6 foot long by 2 foot.
Yeah, the 55 is 48. So 2 more feet would be a 75 or 125.
220 maybe, because it's going to be for my polypterus. I have 3 polypterus and 2 Jack Dempseys that are in a 40-gallon breeder ready for an upgrade. And this is the only space I have. And since I have to tear down that tank, instead of putting another 40-gallon, I thought I'd tear down 2 rows and put up 1 big one. That's what I'm thinking anyway, but that sounds like a lot of work.
Oh, Select Pet says I'm being sarcastic. Cane toads have wiped out so many creatures.
Oh, he's a wise guy.
I had a feeling.
Australia has the best birds, the best reptiles.
Everything.
Oh my
so
God.
Unique, so colorful,
Yeah.
so poisonous. Aha.
Did you hear that?
Was that Sophie joining in?
That was Sophie.
I heard her chuckle a while ago when we were talking about these ants all over the ground.
She just thinks we're funny.
Select Pet said they introduced the cane toads to get rid of a bug, and the toads have killed so much.
That's what I'm afraid is going to happen with these wasps.
Yep.
I'm absolutely
I do too.
afraid of that.
But Susie, I want to thank you for being with us today. We're coming up on the hour. We got 4 more minutes.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm so thrilled to be your first guest.
I see someone walks in. Hello, is that John?
No, it's Kyle and Amy.
Kyle and Amy. I saw the reflection. I cheated.
They're funny. They're going.
But thank you for being my first guest of my new series, Fishmom Mom and Guest. And I just love you and adore you. And I'm always been drawn to your spirit. And you are a fighter and you are a winner. And you blow my mind by the projects that you do. Because when you first started, I was like, you have how many tanks and you've only been going 3 months? You have how many tanks and you've only been going 6 months? And you did what? You dug a 2,000-gallon pond almost by yourself. I know you had some family help, but my goodness, you're able to zone in on a goal and you research to the best of your ability to where you have enough knowledge where I'm going to get this started And if I hit a dead end, I'm just going to do some more research and
Mhm.
then I'm going to finish this thing. And I admire that. And in the fish hobby, we need people who pave the way, you know?
Yeah.
And even though we run into situations in our life changes sometimes. You're down with a bum wrist right now. You've had worse things happen to you, but you just kept going and you find a solution. And we all have these days where, oh, the loss sometimes feels like it's just too much. I'm just going to quit. And then you look around and you see a little life in one tank, and you're like, I'm not quitting. That one little fish has given me inspiration, and I'm going to fight till I get this rebuilt, get this restored. And
Yep.
I'm in the process right now of downsizing, mainly because humanly, I with for me, I have too much on my hands to do, and everything looks natural and overgrown. You saw that.
I did. I thought it looked gorgeous.
This tank behind me, the 55, the water wisteria didn't grow in the back. It grew up on the front wall. So everything on the front wall, you have to almost part the plants just to see what's in there. But thanks again, Susie Q,
Oh, it was
for
my
being with us. Thanks to Bob at Kaler's Aquatics for the super chat of $1.99. Thank you, wonderful mods. Thank you for everyone showing love for love. We have Ray Aquatics that popped in at the end. Hey, Ray. And again, look for me Tuesday night at 6 for Tuesday nights with Susan for SLC Aquatics, and Thursdays at 5 Eastern for Fishmom and Guest. And don't forget to check out Suzie Que at Q Aquatics and her upcoming videos that she's going to be releasing. And she's got some surprises. So you really need to stay tuned for every video that she posts because you might miss something very special. Again, Susie, thank you. Thank you, everyone who joined us today. And this is Susan. I guess I could put myself on the screen with you. This is
yes.
Susan for SLC Aquatics, hashtag FishFamMom, touching lives one fish at a time. Bye.